Yeah, Chris Williams, guys. Let him hear it. Hello, everyone. Hello, table at the back. Hello here. Ladies, good evening. Hello here. Yeah, I'm not from around here. Voice kind of gives it away. Your country calls me a non-resident alien. I prefer British. Reads better on the passport. Where did it get? I moved here about a year and a half ago, and one thing you realise when you change countries in particular, you identify with your nationality in a way you never thought you would before. And you compare yourself to the country you're in. Now, America, you're an incredibly proud country, and you have your flag everywhere. And you have a dramatic flag. Your flag is always blowing in the breeze. My flag, static. You need to. Your national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. A rousing battle anthem. There is a battle. Flag in the ground. Next morning, thank fuck it's still there. My national anthem is God Save the Queen. We ask an imaginary person to look after a little old lady. Should I explain a few things? I'm not lost. There's probably a few people in the room thinking he should be in Bubba Gumps. The reason I'm here is I fell in love. My wife moved here with her job. I was still in the UK, so we did long distance, being transatlantic. We did that for just less than a year, then we got married. 3 months later, married, all done. Now, I say that story because for New Yorkers, long distance is anything more than 5 blocks, it's not going to work out. I also tell that story because it's true. We dated for less than a year, we got married very quickly. And it's true, it's a very romantic story. And when you see people in the room, romantic people who are still starting to date the first few dates, they're thinking, that could be us, it could all be quick in an instant. And I love giving that hope. But for couples in the room who've been together for about 18 months, 2 years, not had that chat yet, shitty subway journey home for you tonight. That's what I was saying. So what to tell you? Well, I guess one thing I should tell you, it's my birthday in 3 hours' time. Right? Seriously, it's not a good birthday. I'm getting older than I'm more than I want. And I was thinking back to other birthdays I had in the past, and I was home with my parents. And back when I was 19, I was doing archaeology at university because I wanted something to fall back on if the comedy didn't work out. And my parents said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I said, "Do you know what? I would love an Indiana Jones whip." Literally, it's a gag gift. I just said it to them and left it at that. A month later came around to my birthday. We swapped cards and presents. And they handed me this box at the end saying, "We think you're going to like this." There's a large square box. They handed it to me. My parents beaming with anticipation. And I took the lid off and there's paper that way, back and forth. And inside was a proper full-blown Indian bullwhip. Literally, and everything. I was so stoked. But then it got me to thinking. My parents had gone around my hometown going into every single shop going, "Do you sell whips?" And even worse, did they only buy one? Because no child should introduce their parents to a BDSM lifestyle. That's all I'll say now. So like I said, I got married very quick, and yeah, I've been married 19 months tomorrow. It's been a blur. It's been fantastic. I love being married. I recommend it. Robin Thicke, not enjoying it as much these days. But you do get, when you're in married life, things get a little bit different. They kind of, you don't make necessarily as much effort as you did in the courting stage. You know, we have a very healthy sex life, I'll be honest. And we're at that level of conversation. We say, if you're up for it, I'm up for it. All good and healthy. But sometimes it doesn't always work in the same way. I turned to my wife and I said, "Darling, could I have a blowjob?" And she went, "Can you not be a bit more romantic? Can I have a blowjob by a candle?" Childish, isn't it? No, like I've been here a while, and you kind of get used to being in America. I've kind of adapted to your country. There's a few things which are different. I never knew that Elmo worked for tips in Times Square before I got here. I never knew that being a psychic is a full-time job in New York City. There's a psychic that's down near my apartment, and I noticed it shut very quickly one day. And I'm thinking, if the psychic knows something, perhaps I should go as well. But the biggest difference I noticed about is national drink. Your national drink is coffee. Ours is tea. But the full sentence in the UK is you have a cup of tea and a sit down. New Yorkers, you have a coffee and an obstacle course. Hear me out. In the mornings you go to work. There's 8 million people trying to get to work and nobody wants to touch each other. So you're like going like this, going like that, going like that. And it's a challenge. Personal space is very important here in New York. But New Yorkers, you're so cool, you like to up the ante. So you do it with a boiling hot beverage in your hand at the same time. Don't get that. Anyhow, but America, you've done well. We gave you a lot as an English country, but one thing you've kind of missed along the way is the language. You've done well with it. You've dropped a few vowels along the way. I'm not too worried. But what I'd like to do tonight is I'd like to teach you how to speak English proper. Are you up for a bit of community learning? Yeah. All right. The first thing I'm going to teach you tonight is how to be sarcastic. Now, to do sarcasm properly, it's all about energy in a word. So on the count of 3, I want everybody in the room to say the word brilliant. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. Excellent. Sarcasm is when you take all the energy out of it. So what you then end up saying is brilliant. So on the count of 3, I want you to say it as deadpan as possible. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. Fantastic. Second one tonight, I'm going to teach you some slang words. In particular, my favourite one is bollocks. For those that don't know, it's a slang term for the testicles. And it's normally referring to something being rubbish. You say, that table's bollocks. And so you know that is rubbish. However, you put one word in front of the bollocks, and it makes it the best thing ever. That table's the dog's bollocks. Makes it a brilliant thing. So on the count of 3, I want you all to say the words dog's bollocks. 1, 2, 3. Dog's bollocks. Well, there's a group of ladies in the front here. Oh, I know you could be feeling a little bit awkward right now saying that. So if you don't feel happy saying dog's bollocks, you can also say the cat's flaps. And I'll leave you with this. This is my favourite way is describing somebody, and it's wanker. Hands up, any wankers in the room? Just checking beforehand. Wankers are people who enjoy masturbation and are a waste of space. Palm pilots, bean flickers, you know the type, right? But I've seen enough TV shows in here, spelling bees in particular, like Americans, you like a word in a sentence. So the sentence tonight is, you're a wanker. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Wanker. New York, I love your accent. I'm Chris Williams, that brick guy on my seat.